That one, black and white. Yeah. I'm going to. Maybe I'll come over this way. Alright. Hey, Patrice.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm great.
Living the dream, right?
Living the dream.
So what's the name of your company?
Fru Fit Affordable Fitness.
That's great. How'd you come up? Whenever you're ready.
Okay.
Hello, Patrice.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm great.
That's good. So what's the name of your company?
Fru Fit Affordable Fitness.
How did you come up with the name FruFit?
I wanted to offer fitness in areas where folks wouldn't necessarily be able to pay for fitness, for personal training services and nutrition, because it is needed in those spaces where the income median might be really low. So I wanted to name it Frugal Fitness, but then I just shortened it to FruFit. So it's about fitness and nutrition being affordable for everyone.
Does that go hand in hand, like working out, nutrition, and eating?
Absolutely. Personal trainers are not nutritionists, but most personal trainers do include nutrition in their programs, as we do.
Yeah, because a lot of personal trainers, they don't do the food part, right? Like they train you, but a lot of personal trainers, they train you in the gym, but they never train you how to eat.
Right. So the eating part is most important, because once the client leaves the trainer, they go home and the trainer has no idea what they're doing. They don't know if they're going out to eat with their family and friends every weekend and drinking and then coming back Monday like, okay, ready to go. Exactly.
Extra push-up.
Right.
Like, oh, I've been working out. I haven't been eating bad. But
Right.
The results show in the gym, right?
Right. Absolutely.
So what got you into fitness? Like how did it all start for you? It was kind of like your.
Well,
Take us back to the beginning.
right. So the beginning. So around 2008, between 2008 and 2009, 2008, I started walking. I was 225 pounds, 5'4", a size 20, and I just started walking. Every lunch break, I would walk during my lunch break. I lost about 80 pounds. I walked about 3 miles. I walked about 3 miles every day, and I did it really, really slow. So, towards the end, when I started really in my journey in my weight loss, I would run instead of walk. So every day I would walk in my suit, tennis shoes. I just wore my tennis shoes every day. So after that, I also lost my brother, who was 37, to obesity. He was 5'4" and about 457 pounds. He's went into a diabetic coma and passed away. He was in the hospital for 6 weeks, and I used to jog to the gym jog to the hospital to visit him during my lunch break. And on those jogs, when you're outside and you're running or you're walking, you have conversations with yourself. And after a while, so many people started asking me about fitness, because I was losing weight so rapidly. And so that's kind of how I ended up into the fitness business.
While you were jogging, did you change your diet too? Or were you just...
Absolutely, and there's a weird story behind that. And I've told a few of my clients, I actually just started eating lean cuisines. But I used to go to McDonald's. I had 2 filet of fish. I would get 2 sausage, egg, and cheese McMuffins. I would get a milkshake, apple pies, the works. And then I would gradually start getting less of those same things. And then I went gradually down to a grilled chicken sandwich. A lot of people think that nutrition is about going cold turkey. It is not. Everybody does not go cold turkey. Stay off of social media, Instagram, Facebook, thinking that it's just a one-stop shop, cold turkey, and everything's going to miraculously change. That's not how it goes. So we gradually go into our journey, so it's more effective.
All right, so back to your brother with his diabetes, because that's a huge, huge issue in our communities, right? Mm-hmm. So had your brother known, like he knew he was diabetic?
Actually,
right?
He did not have diabetes. And now this story is pretty powerful. He was talking weird on the phone. Me and my mom called my brother, and he was talking like he was out of it mentally. And so my mom called me. She said, I think you need to come over. And we went over, and he had about 32 liters lined up against the wall. He had been drinking 2 liters. And the way that the doctor described it to us, of soda, 2-liter sodas, and his sugar went up to 1,200. He literally, he stumbled in the hospital. He didn't really know where he was. But what happens with sugar is it convinces you that you need more sugar. So he was feeding his sugar habit, and his glucose level went up to 1,200. He went into a diabetic coma. He stayed there for 6 weeks, and he passed.
Oh my goodness. So that's sort of one of the catalysts that sort of made you want to like help other people, because it's not, when people don't understand what like you, it's like you really do give back. It's not just work out to look good, right? It's work out to live good, or live great, or live in your purpose.
Absolutely. So in our communities, and it's not, it really is worldwide. Obesity used to be, they would talk about it in the low income communities. That's not the case. Obesity and bad health affects many people over many income levels. But I wanted to focus on those that couldn't necessarily afford training and healthy living and nutritional advice.
So your first clients, how did you get them? How did people find you, even know? How did they even say, hey, I want to work out with you? Like,
Actually, I had a run-in with bad health, and I got on social media while I was in the hospital. I had blood clots because I found out I had a gene. I had blood clots, almost passed, and I got on social media because I was bored in the hospital. People saw on social media that I had lost all of this weight, because eventually after I got out the hospital, I started posting my workouts and my running. I was an avid runner at the time. I would run 56 miles a week. And so I just lost my train of thought. I need you to go back.
Okay, you were running 56
Okay.
miles a week. And they wanted to figure out how you...
Right, and so I got on social media, and people started seeing that I was losing weight. And one of my old high school friends reached out, and I hadn't got my certification yet. And she said, I see that you know what you're doing because you did it yourself, and I'm going to pay you to get me in shape. And she paid me, and she did great. I believe she went from like a size 10 to a size 2. Did a great job. So that was how I got into fitness.
From that first client?
I believe I did. That was about 8 years ago. So.
Right. And then it just then it grew to other people. You were still working out, and then other people started wanting to get in shape and live better. And
yes. So I went from that one client to about 3 or 4 clients, and
you
then
training at like God-forsaken hours of the day.
I was training. Yes. So at that time, I was training all of these different clients. I had all of these different clients, but I was still working. So what I did, I decided to quit my job. I resigned my job, and I took on more clients and started training full time. So I went from 1 or 2 clients to about 18 clients when I used to do one-on-ones.
I don't want to stop you.
Okay.
I'm not trying to stop you, but you quit your job.
Yes.
Which is the craziest thing that most people won't do. You had a job.
Yes.
And you chased your dream.
Yes.
You believed in yourself that much that you could just quit your job.
There is a mindset that you have to have being an entrepreneur. I can't really explain it. It literally is a feeling. It's a vibe. It's having that sure belief in yourself and your purpose. And I know it sounds cliche, but I had that belief, and I said, you know what? I've been training people. I'm sitting at this desk, and I'm getting blood clots from sitting, and I can help people get healthy, save lives, and make a living out of it, but change people's lives. So that was it for me. I made one phone call to my dad. He passed since, but I made one phone call to my dad. And I said, Dad, I really don't know if I should leave my job. And he said, well, what's keeping you? And I said, health insurance. And he said, well, baby, if that's all that's keeping you there, leave. He was also an entrepreneur.
And so, but that's another key catalyst for you, is having that. A lot of people don't have that support, right? They don't have your dad and your parents, and you had a network of people who believed in you and said, you can do this, right? Like, don't worry about it, it'll be okay. But it wasn't okay, was it?
It wasn't okay.
It was not okay.
It wasn't okay. So the part of the story that's pretty amazing is I quit my job, and I didn't have health insurance, and I started training all of these people. I was going from gym to gym till eventually I rented space at a gym. But then I fell very, very sick as an entrepreneur. I had no health insurance. Long story short, my dad came to the hospital, and asked the doctor what needed to be done for me to survive. And the doctor said, well, we've tried everything except for this surgery that your daughter needs. But she doesn't have health insurance. He didn't say that, but it was implied. My dad pulled out a manila envelope and he told the doctor, I don't have much, but here's the deed to my house. And he put his house up so I could have surgeries. So I didn't realize until he passed later that him telling me at that moment that I didn't need health insurance. Fast forward to life as I knew it as an entrepreneur, I didn't need health insurance because my dad was my health insurance.
Right. He made the ultimate sacrifice. He put his house up to save you.
Right.
And had he not done that, there's no telling where you'd be.
Absolutely.
Today.
Absolutely.
And so that was another sort of step, because like as entrepreneurs, we try to talk and get people to understand that there's things in life that happen that are supposed to push you forward.
Right.
You're not supposed to stand still. So that was at the time while it was happening, did it motivate you that you had another opportunity or another chance to kind of chase your dream a little bit more?
Absolutely. I think you have moments as an entrepreneur. Well, I had moments. I went through, not everybody knows what this is like, but I went through a spiritual shift where I knew, like you as an entrepreneur, you're like, okay, yeah, I can make money doing this, and I don't have to go work for someone, and I work for myself. But there's a lot in the background that people don't understand, and the countless hours you have to put into it. But I went through a shift where I knew in my spirit and in my soul that I was doing what I was supposed to be doing, and that it's way bigger than fitness.
Right. And that's sort of the things we want to talk about and touch on is that. So you started changing people's lives, not only changing their life, you changed your life.
Absolutely.
But the peaks and the valleys and the highs and the lows, because everyone they see the result. Like they see you and they see you always smiling. But they don't. Behind the smile is everything they don't know. They don't know the struggles. They don't know the 23-hour days or the 2 days when you're going back to back. When you got more month than you got money.
Absolutely. As an entrepreneur, my story it would take probably longer than we have, but I've been homeless. I've slept in my car. I've not had lights. I've slept in my car with my son. I have, I've been up for 24 hours. When my dad was sick with cancer, I would drive to Richmond, Virginia, and come all the way.
In this area, in the DC metro area.
Training in Maryland, yes.
And you would go to Richmond every day.
Richmond, Virginia, every day. My dad was sick with cancer, and I would come back.
And then go back.
And sometimes 2 and 3 times a day. I would drive back and forth. I think when my dad was sick with cancer and I was training, at the time, my gas per month was $1,800 a month just for gas. So everything I was making, I had to put into my car. So I couldn't. $1,800 a month in gas, I couldn't be a trainer and entrepreneur and live and pay rent. I couldn't do it. So I had to find a way. At one time, I had no heat in my truck. And I had to sleep in my truck, and I was freezing. And a lot of people don't know that. They see what appears on social media and other things, or they hear things like, I get people all the time, hey, you're doing so well. And I always tell them, you see the hustle, but you don't see the struggle.
They see the results.
Absolutely, you see the results. Yes.
They don't see the hard work.
They don't see the hard work. And another thing about being an entrepreneur, I hope to inspire other people to become entrepreneurs. But the biggest thing about an entrepreneur is we have moments, because we are so focused on our goals, and not everybody understands. We can't tell everybody our dreams. You can't tell everybody your dreams. It gets to be lonely sometimes. You're like lonely in your thoughts. You have these huge dreams, but it's pretty lonely sometimes because you can't tell everyone, and you got to kind of deal with it in your mind. And everyone says, oh, just write it down on paper. Where when you're an entrepreneur, or you have that spirit where you have that purpose, it's so big you can't even write it down.
So looking back over everything that you've done and all the lives that you've changed, all the people, bodies that you've transformed. Mm-hmm. But you've never really had your own home gym, right? You've never had a place that you can call home. It's always been kind of bouncing from gym to gym, which has been great, but
right.
You've been bouncing from gym to gym to gym, helping, right. Going here and there. So what would it mean to you to have your own space? Like just all 4 walls are yours.
I dream of having my own space, literally. Like, I feel like I'm about to cry right now. I'm going to try not to. for the first time in 8 years as an entrepreneur this year, I took 1 week off at the end of the year to focus on what a space would look like, and who I can help and how I can make it more of a community space to serve the community. Also have a lot of fitness classes and train my power lifters and my clients and help them lose weight. But to really tap into what I call healthy living beyond the gym, and have it be a community for everyone within 4 walls. I can't do that in a gym space, in renting space. So I've come to a point where I have to have a FruFit space. I don't even like to say because I think it takes the humility out of the project. This is not for me. It's not for me at all. It's for the clients. It's for the community. It's for their children. I have clients who have children who are not even 10 years old yet, weighing close to 200 pounds. I want my clients to be able to come and bring their kids. Yeah, work out with their kids,
Learn finances.
Right.
Learn credit.
Yes,
learn
absolutely.
Real estate.
Absolutely.
Learn insurance and learn.
Absolutely. Healthy living beyond the gym incorporates finances. It incorporates family. It incorporates communication. And we don't have those things. But there are only a few gyms in the area you can go to that have childcare. But when they have childcare, what do the children do? They go in this little teeny room with strangers.
Right.
I don't want that. I want a community space where the parents can work out with the kids. We have rooms where we have people come in who have their own businesses, so we support other small businesses, and they can come in and tell people how to manage their finances and tell people how to grow their business within the FruFit community, just amongst the ladies that I have right now. And I have a young man, he's 17, one of our teenage clients. He even wants to start his own business. So we have all of these different entrepreneurs in the fitness family. I tell the ladies all the time, there's no reason why any of you should have to go outside of the FruFit family to get any service. This is a community. We talk about, growing our dollars, growing our dollars. We can't grow our dollars, buying expensive clothes and expensive cars. As entrepreneurs, we should support each other. And since I have clients who are entrepreneurs, I see the space being more of a family space, but also supporting that entrepreneur. Because the biggest thing too, as an entrepreneur, I have a son. I know my son goes everywhere with me. He's been training with me. He's been doing boot camps with me for probably, he's 12 now. He's been doing them since he was about 2 or 3 years old. So he could put his own workout together. I want the entrepreneur to be able to come in, maybe, do a portion of their business at FruFit, and then be able to see their kid and love on their kid and support their kid, and not have to drop them off somewhere so they can try to build their dream, because their children are part of the dream, because that's the legacy that they're going to leave behind. Absolutely.
Now, have you found a building or a space or 2 or 3 spaces that you've been looking at? Or
I literally look at spaces every day
right?
on my phone. I look on at night. I tell people all the time, I don't even have cable. I don't watch TV. It's not serving any purpose for me. If I want to learn something, I can pull it up on Google, look something up. Or my son is always telling me, hey mom, and my son loves documentaries. He's like, Mom, let's look at this, or let's get a movie. We'll go get a movie, but I don't watch TV, because every night my focus is either something about my clients or getting a space. So I'm always looking on, there's a few sites that I know of, like the back of my hand. I could tell you all the property management companies in the area that I want to be in. Because I look at the sites all the time. I just have never really understood or know how to start the process.
Well, the biggest thing, the biggest huge missing piece component that a lot of entrepreneurs don't talk about is you need capital.
Absolutely. Absolutely. You need liquid capital and that's the part of being an entrepreneur. You have all of this stuff. So when a person is at work, they have someone to tell them when to take lunch, when to do their reports, when to submit them, when to check emails, or they have their phone right there. They can get on the computer. We don't do that. I'm in the gym all day. I can't check emails every day. I can't sit on the phone and be on the computer. So I need to be doing all of that stuff. So trying to find a space has been difficult because I start my day at 4 a.m. A lot of times I'm not done until 9 p.m. The middle of the day is spent driving, picking up my son from school, which is about a 4 to 5 hour task and trip. So I literally have no time. I have 2 days off now, which is a first. Yay! In a long time, this is the first time I've ever had 2 days off. Everyone keeps telling me I need to do it, but I didn't listen. So now I try to use that time, but even with that, I don't have a manual that says, hey, this is what you need to do. I know what I want the space to look like. I see it. I see, a garage, a couple of garage doors. A vision, yes. I see it. I know what it looks like.
You already see the clients in there.
Right. I see my clients in there. I even talked to my son. And asked him how he would feel living in the gym that we have as like a loft. So having a flex space and living in a space. And he said, Mom, I would love it. I love to work out. That would be so cool. We can work out and I bring all my friends.
So your clients now, don't they, I see them on social media, they ask you they're willing to, you have been up and down 95. They have gone, what's the furthest someone's ever came to train with you?
Lorton, Virginia, to District Heights, Maryland. I've had...
they passed up 50 gyms
yes.
to come work with you.
I actually have a client who I'm her 8th trainer, and she's been with me over 2 years.
Because it's more than just training. And I think that's what people don't understand. You have a connection, right? You're shaping these. You're in their lives. You're part of their life. And it's not
yes.
just working out. It ain't just one more rep. It's you're building them to be stronger mentally, physically, emotionally.
I love my clients, and I'm not just. That's not. I can't curse, but it's not BS. It's real. I love my clients. A lot of them go through things, and
you've been there.
Yeah, or I have a client who I'll never forget the day I was training, and she was supposed to come, and she was faithful. And I answered the phone, and she called me, and I said, "Hey, I didn't see you." And she's still with me now. She's been with me for years, and I said, "Well, what's going on?" She said, "I'm not doing too well. My husband passed," and she woke up and he was dead in the bed next to her. And she's less than 50. That affected me so bad. So another thing that we do, I offer training to those who are grieving. So when she came back, I said, don't worry about it. Just come back and try to, get your mind and your spirit together. She started back training full time, and in 1 year she released 60 pounds. So stories like that, that's not a one more rep. That's not something you can get at a commercial gym. And then, when her husband passed, the clients, we went and we served the food at the repast. Yeah, the Fruit Fit family went to the funeral. We served at the repast. We try to support each other. If someone needs shoes and they don't have the money, we try to collect the money so they can get shoes. You see all these people. I think we have this distorted view of humanity on social media or the way people live, and everybody looks like they're doing so many things and living the dream. But we're struggling. A lot of people are struggling. So just as I have, I might have a dentist or a doctor, within the fitness family, there might be someone struggling, but it's our jobs, as we are all connected, and I believe that. So definitely within the fitness family, to support each other.
So what is it going to take for you to get the real hard facts? So what is it going to take for you to get to the next level for Fruit Fit Vision?
The next level looks like a space that serves the community, but also encompasses great fitness classes. I don't do the Zumba and the classes that everyone does at their gyms that are labeled or mainstream. I name all of my classes. We kind of have fun with it. So I try to have the clients pitch in to make the workouts fun. So the space, again, is going to be for them and not just for me. So I see them naming the workouts, putting together events and having them in the space. Or I see, and another thing, about 98% of my clients are natural, have natural hair. I don't know what's up with that, but it seems to just be a thing. So I know somewhere down the line we're gonna have some sort of natural hair care product maybe being sold in the space. So I see, FruFit gear. I see a lot of things, but the main thing I see is that it's going to be a place for almost like community awareness, way more than just working out.
So where can people find you? What's like the biggest platform that people can reach out to you?
Well, I started on Facebook, which is so most people can find me on Facebook. And actually, if you Google, I guess that sounds kind of funny, but if you Google FruFit, FRUFIT, the YouTube channel comes up, the Facebook page comes up, everything comes up. I'm on Twitter. Everything is FruFit, FRUFIT. We also have a website that's about to be launched. It's frufit.com. It has all the information on there. Has a little information about the workouts, and also my bio, so you can kind of get to know me outside of just being a trainer. Yes, we have an app that's about to launch. Working on an app, so everyone can. I'm trying to. My goal, and I shouldn't say trying. That's another thing I'm not doing in 2018. We're not trying anything. We're doing. So what I'm doing for 2018 is to make the experience for all of the ladies of FruFit and men. We have a young man. To be. I want their experience will be. It'll match their workout. So the workout is intense, it's great, you walk out, you feeling great. I want your whole experience, your entire experience, the connections you make, the love you feel in the room, but also from the administrative standpoint, which as an entrepreneur, we all struggle with that. And I have struggled over the years, trying to make everything work, making sure I talk to all of my clients or text them back. So the app will help with that. It'll help me maintain great relationships with my clients and also to help them keep connected with each other.
Now, the last thing, and in closing, go through your mind everything that you've been through, everything that you experienced, the highs and the lows, everything. The Patrice that's sitting here now, what would she tell the Patrice that started on this journey? Because there's a woman out there who's going through things that you've been going through, right? There's a woman out there, and life is just beating her up, and she, unlike you not giving up, she's crying herself to sleep every night. She's praying to God because you prayed to God. And she's wondering, how do I make it till tomorrow? What words could you tell that woman in that dark place right now? What could this Patrice tell me?
Never give up is so cliche, but you literally, you have to keep fighting every single day. Every day. When you're going through something, nobody else knows what that is. And a lot of times we go through things and we live life like everyone should walk on eggshells around us. But I think there's power in sharing our stories. So the bits and pieces that I've shared of my story, I hope that the person or the woman that's thinking about going into becoming an entrepreneur, believes in herself, but also knows that it is not easy, not at all. I've been at the bottom of the bottom of the bottom. I've been without. I've been with only a book bag and a fare card and still being expected to show up and train like everything's okay. I can't go and walk into training and tell my clients, man, you know what? I found out today 3 people had lupus and 1 person has cancer. I couldn't tell them that I found out that I had lung disease and they told me I had 4 years to live. I found that out and I went and I started training. I went in the gym and I'm looking at all of these clients that I have that depend on me. And I'm like, I can't tell them that. I have to still be that trainer. And by the way, I don't have lung disease anymore. I kept working out and my lungs are great. I went to see a doctor. I breathe at 114%. But even when I found that out, I still showed up. I still did my own workouts. A lot of times I get clients that come in. They've had a bad day, or someone died, or their husband cheated, or their boyfriend left them. And you know what I tell them? I'm so sorry to hear that, but come on, let's get this work.
Well, Ms. Fruit Fit, thank you for your time. We appreciate you. Love you. Thank you for supporting the community. And wish you all the best.
Thank you.
Anything you want to say to anybody out there?
I'm just so thankful just to be here in this space right now. I'm trying so hard not to cry because I lift 400 pounds. I'm not supposed to cry, but I'm so thankful. I've been in the hospital. I've almost died like 8 times. I've been hurt. My heart's been broken. Me and my kid have been through struggles. I've been through so many things, but at the end of the day, I believe in what I do. It's not just something that I do. It's not a job. I don't get up and go to a job. I get up and I go see people that I love. I train them, but in a lot of cases, a lot of times they train me. My clients are so connected that sometimes they can come in and they can look at me and say, "Patrice, how are you?" And a lot of times as an entrepreneur, you just want somebody to say, "How are you doing?" Because you don't get that question often. So in closing, I'm just really happy to be here in this space, and I'm looking forward to everything that is coming down the pike, the space, the people, the support, everything.
All right. That's it.